Good morning, Yale 7 students and teachers. This is a very interesting way to be able to have a conversation with you, but obviously through technology it's going to be very efficient because we wanted you to have the maximum amount of time with your friends and teachers to celebrate making it through half of this year. There are two things that I want to talk to you about this morning, just briefly, and they're both really good. The first one is to congratulate you on being halfway through your middle school career. This time right now marks a year and a half that you've essentially been in East Hartford Middle School, for most of you, and you have another year and a half left. So you're right at the cusp, right at the halfway mark. And this is a very, very important crossroads. This is an opportunity for you to look back, try and remember what it was like when you walked in the building in 6th grade, nervous, looking at how different things would be for you, and where you are right now, and how you've adjusted, and how you've grown, both physically and academically, and hopefully emotionally as well. And now you have a year and a half left, about 18 months, and then you're going to start a new journey, and probably one of the most important ones in your life, and that will be your 4 years of high school. And of course, now I'm urging you to take a look at where you are in the halfway point and possibly to make some changes. One of the most important things for you to be able to do now and in the future and for the rest of your life is to be able to set goals. I recently just achieved my own personal goal of something that I've been working on for 6 years. It was a financial goal, and it was something that meant that I had to give up things, some things that I did on the weekends and other times of being with friends and family in order to get some things accomplished for me to be able to realize this long-term goal. Long-term goals are a series of really short-term goals and even daily behaviors and commitments. And so what I'd like you to do is to think about, and I know that you did this in advisory, I believe, on Wednesday, is to think about those goals that you made for yourself, the short-term goals for the next marking period, maybe a good goal for the end of this year, academic goal or social goal of some sort. And what I'd like to do is to ask you to see whether or not they satisfy the criteria of being a SMART goal. A SMART goal is something that is specific, it's measurable, it's achievable, it's realistic, and it's timely. So what I'm going to ask the teachers to do now is to actually pause the video and to have maybe 4 or 5 students. You can actually, to start with, I'd like you to pair and share and exchange the goals that you've set for yourself on Wednesday. And then I would ask that the teachers ask for volunteers and to have 4 or 5 people share out what their goals are for the coming marking period or from now until the end of this year, which would be essentially a short-term goal. So I'm going to ask them to do that right now, and then to ask for 4 or 5 volunteers to share those goals, and then to have you take a look at them and say, you know what, maybe that's a goal that I want to, maybe I want to change my goal and have that be my goal. It's illustrative for you to hear from some of your fellow students what their goals are going to be as well. Okay, so let's do that now. Welcome back. I hope that that was an interesting activity, and I hope that you're going to take those goals that you wrote down, maybe bring them home, maybe go on the computer, put them in a nice font, give them a color, put them up on the back of your bedroom door, and something that you can look at and something that you can work on every day. The next thing I'd like to talk to you about is kindness. And this is actually something I'm very proud of with respect to your team. I did some analysis and some research on the discipline data recently for the first part of the year, and one of the things that came out of my data is that your team actually had the fewest number of referrals for negative peer interactions, teasing, harassment, physical altercations, trash talk, yo mama, those types of things. So your team actually had the least number of those, which shows me that there's a lot of kindness on your team and the students who are on your team and supporting each other. And our theme going forward for Yale is going to be social justice and responsibility. And this idea of responsibility is also communal responsibility, taking care of each other, supporting each other. So I hope that we'll have more random acts of kindness on this team, and that the teachers, I will challenge the teachers to please keep an eye open for those random acts of kindness and support, and to acknowledge those with Falcon Pride cards. And I would like to just strongly encourage you all to continue to be respectful and nice and kind to each other. And those skills will serve you very well as you go on in life. And finally, I wish you all to have a safe, happy, and healthy vacation. And we'll see you next year. Bye.